Hey everybody, how's it going today? Well, I want to do something just a little bit different today. If you're a workhorse investor and you've seen some of the videos on YouTube, um, you know it has a pretty large following, and there's a good reason for that. But also lately, there's been a negative news piece put out by Fuzzy Panda Research, and they are accusing some YouTubers of falsely promoting the stock um, and getting paid by Workhorse to do so. And I'm assuming so Workhorse's insiders could sell out at higher prices. And I've actually seen several of the response videos. I saw the one by Jack Spencer and Sam over there at My Financial Friend, a couple of the other ones too. And I'm sorry to say that they're not telling you the whole truth. Because Workhorse Group reached out to me, and I am a minuscule YouTuber compared to them, especially for Jack. Jack has a very big channel. And if they were willing to reach out to me, then there's no way that they didn't reach out to those other channels. And I'm assuming everybody is keeping a lid on it because of the non-disclosure agreement. I had to sign one. I'm assuming they did as well. But I actually have the check right here, and they were willing to pay me a substantial amount of money. So I can only guess how much they would have offered some of those bigger channels. But I don't know. I just had to come clean. If I get sued by Workhorse, I get sued by Workhorse. But let me just show you the check here. As you can see, they were willing to pay me a substantial amount of money. Let me zoom in on the amount here. God damn! I knew that was coming and I still almost shit my pants. Sorry everybody, I couldn't resist. So close to Halloween, not trying to scare you guys a little bit, but I hope none of you guys fell for that. I mean, look how lame this check is. I couldn't even stay in between the lines when I was cutting it. Of course, I always had that problem when I was coloring in elementary school, but and the date's way off. I mean, Leonardo DiCaprio would not be impressed with this check whatsoever. All right. I know that was lame, but it's Friday. I wanted to goof around a little bit, but it's not all fun and games today. There are some things on the chart pattern that I did want to point out that I found interesting. But before I get to it, I do want to say thanks to everybody in the YouTube community that puts out those news updates on Workhorse. Being a Workhorse investor that I am, I do appreciate all those updates keeping me up to speed on what is going on with the company. I watch just about every one that I see on YouTube, and especially Jack Spencer's. Jack Spencer is not a financial advisor, and he's got the friggin' clothing line to prove it. But I do love listening to Jack's stuff, and I am going to get on there and order me a hoodie, probably right after I get done recording this video. I've been meaning to order one of those hoodies for a while. But getting to the chart here, we can see that Workhorse is in a triangle consolidation at the moment. And if you're familiar with technical analysis, you know that these things can break in either direction. So I think the fact that this report came out right in this area is impeccable timing. I doubt that they timed it, but I just think it's a coincidence that it came out right when Workhorse is in a rather pivotal point in the chart right now. And I do think that this is going to, let me get these things out of here. Maybe if my software works. I do think that Workhorse is going to break to the upside. It definitely looks like it is starting to pick up steam, and the fact that it didn't go lower when that report came out at such a critical juncture speaks volumes to the underlying strength in Workhorse. Now, if I go to the 15-minute chart, we can see this consolidation pattern a little easier. And we could be in the midst of breaking out. As I'm recording this video, I'd like to see a much bigger move before I said that it has already broken out of this pattern. but it looks very constructive at the moment. And I think the market is going to be heading higher. Let me go to an hourly chart. You can see how nice that pattern on Workhorse looks on the hourly chart. It looks even more defined. So I personally think Workhorse is going to break out to the upside. Now, if I look at, let's go over to the Qs. If we look at the Qs, the overall market is getting stronger. And on this hourly chart, let me zoom in a little bit here. We can see that the Qs, just like all the other ones, just like the Dow and the S&P, are making an inverted head and shoulders pattern. If you're familiar with technical analysis, you know that is a very bullish pattern. Let me get that stuff out of the way. And head and shoulders patterns are measured moves. And what that means is, at least on the head and shoulders, the move on the head and shoulders to the upside on the inverted head and shoulders is usually the equivalent, usually smooth sailing until it makes the same exact move that it made on the downside. So it would be from the head all the way to the neckline. Now if I duplicate this, if it lets me move it, maybe. There we go. We can put it right on top of the other one, and we can get a pretty good idea of where it might find the heaviest resistance point. And as we can see, that pretty much coincides with the previous high that it made. So I am thinking that when the NASDAQ gets back up to that area, we could see some heavy resistance. We could certainly see some selling, at least temporarily, before it heads back to the upside. I think the market is strong right now, and I think it's going to rally into the election. But what happens after the election is anybody's guess. But if we check out the Dow Jones real quick, we can see I already drew that, making another head and shoulders pattern. We'll go over to the SPY, which is the S&P 500. See, it's doing the same exact thing. And this is a bullish pattern in the short term. So unless Trump comes out and tweets something crazy that makes the market go down, we should have smooth sailing at least for a few days, maybe a week. Whoever knows how long it takes us to get back up to that level. Or, of course, he could tweet something positive and the market could explode higher. You know, who knows at this point in time. But that's all I have for you guys today. I just wanted to show you what I was seeing on the charts and to goof around a little bit. So I appreciate you guys watching my video all the way to the end. I hope you all have a great weekend. And until next time, take care, everybody.